Morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's happy. So we're back in the kitchen again today with just a small project which I wanted to finish off, and today we'll be doing some caulking. In other words, we'll be sealing the gap between the bottom of the tiles and the worktop. I'll just show you what I mean and then show you the tools and materials which we'll be using to complete this job. Right, okay, so what we'll be doing then, we will be sealing, or caulking as it's known, the gap between the bottom of the tiles and the worktop. Okay, and the point of doing that is basically just to finish it off, just to seal it, to stop any muck, any bits, any water, and that's particularly important behind the sink here. Look, need to make sure that no water gets behind there to damage or lift the worktop, perhaps damage the plaster, and if it's really bad, you know, just to sort of run down the back of the wall and damage the cabinets in any way. Okay, so these are the materials which we'll be using today. We need a sealant gun, we need some sealant, or caulk as it's otherwise known. Now this stuff I'm using here, it's this is the real deal. This is really good quality stuff. Okay, it's you know, for sanitary use. I've actually used it in the bathroom, and this is you know, absolutely perfect for use in the kitchen as well. I'm actually gone for the translucent stuff. In other words, if it's translucent, it means it's clear. Okay, so this is really good quality stuff, and you know, it works very well indeed. It's mold resistant, it spreads beautifully, and it's easy to tool. So we've got that. I've got some masking tape just to protect the worktop and to enable me to get a nice clean line. We've got some tissue paper just to clear up any mess, and also we have a small container with some water and some fairy liquid which I'll be using to help me tool the sealant once it's been applied. Right, okay, so one of the first things you need to do then, after cleaning the worktops and the tiles, to make sure you get rid of any grease, you know, dirt, any sort of, you know, residue, that sort of thing, is to apply your masking tape. So it needs to be about, I don't know, say 4 or 5 mil from the tiles, just to enable you to have a nice little gap there, which will give you a nice bead of sealant. Try and keep it the same distance from the tiles if at all possible. You might need to pull it up and just rejig it slightly as you go along. So it's important to try and keep it as tidy as you can. Okay, especially when you come to corners. And I always find that a good thing to do is to tear it off at a slight angle when you get into a corner. And also try and maintain the same gap all the way around. Okay, so that looks about right, look. Right, okay then, so we can see that there's a nice gap which is consistent along the perimeter there, okay. And also over in the corner here, look, the corners are quite nice, and you know, they're formed quite nicely. We need to not try and make sure that you know, you've got some nice angles on there, because if it's ragged and a bit of a mess, when we pull this tape back, it will actually leave a mess with the caulk. Okay, so basically what we now need to do is to repeat the same process on the tile just above it. Once again, try and maintain the same sort of gap, okay. Obviously if you get a little bit of tension on the tape, it enables you to get it to sit a bit better, okay. Right, okay, so I've been around all of the kitchen now and done the top and the bottom. Leave these little tabs on the end here, look, so when you actually start to pull away the masking tape, it just makes life a lot easier. Okay, one on the top, one on the bottom. Okay, also it's important to make sure that once again, you know, the gap is actually the channel which you're going to fill is sufficient. And also this is particularly important behind the sink because you don't want any water, you know, going at the back there. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, I've gone all around the kitchen now, so the only remaining thing to do is to start applying the sealant. So just squeeze it nice and evenly. Okay. One of the things about this is the fact that you know, you don't need to apply a perfect bead, because when you start to tool this, you'll get the finish you're looking for. Right, okay, so this is what we've got. Look, a nice bead of silicone between the masking tape. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat it on the rest of the worktops, and I'll get back to you to tool it up. Right, okay folks, so you may recall that at the beginning of the video I mentioned that one of the things you'll need is a small tub. It could be a cup, little container like this, with some water and some fairy liquid in it. And the reason is quite simply because what you do, and also you need to have some paper towel ready, you just dab your finger in there, okay, and I like to use my thumb, and basically you just push the sealant into that gap, okay, and the water mixed with the fairy liquid just enables your finger to glide over it nice and smoothly. So just push it back into the recess. When you have an excess on your finger, just wipe it off, okay. Dab your finger back in there and go back for another go, just like that, okay. And the whole point of having the masking tape there is the fact that you know, it stops this stuff going all over the place, and when you remove the masking tape you get a nice clean line. Okay. Right, okay, so we've applied the sealant and this is what we've got. So it's starting to look a lot tidier now. Let's just zoom down there. Okay. Okay, so we'll get another little shot from here. Look, and as you can see, where the sealant's been pressed into the crack, any excess is actually on the masking tape. Okay, so the masking tape has caught that. Okay. So I'll repeat that on the rest of the worktops and I'll get back to you. Folks, so you know, all of the sealant has now been tooled, so the only remaining thing to do is to start removing the masking tape. So just get your little tab and just pull it like this, okay. Now the thing is, try and pull it, so for example if you're in this position here, try and pull it upwards so you're not actually pulling the mastic sealant away from the join, okay. And as you pull this off, you'll get an absolutely lovely, straight, professional finish on the caulk, okay. And this is the beauty of using this system here, okay. The lines are just absolutely lovely and perfect. I mean, if you're really skilled and experienced at doing this, you might be able to just freehand the, you know, the sealant, but I'm not that proficient. Okay, so I know that if I use this system here, I'm going to get an absolutely perfect finish. So once again, when you're actually pulling back the mastic, try and pull it away from the join, okay. So we're pulling it like that, and therefore the reason is if you pull it upwards, what will happen is there's a tendency for the mastic to pull up that way, and obviously you're compromising the seal. Okay, so just pull it across like that, look. So let's just take a bit of a close up and see what we're left with, shall we? Now I don't know how well you can see this, but that is a really nice bead of sealant, okay? As you can see, the edges are perfectly formed, and that's a really nice professional job. And that's what you're aiming for, look. Really nice finish that, very, very professional. Okay, and even over here in the corners, looks really nifty, okay? And over here. So if we can get a shot of this from a slightly different angle. It's a bit dark in this corner, but look, that's what we've got. I mean, I think you'd agree that that looks really good, okay? So that's all we'll need to do now is repeat it on the rest of the worktops, okay? How much simpler could it be? I hope I've managed to sort of show that this isn't a terribly difficult thing to do, okay? I mean, it's actually quite unusual for me to do the caulking in the house. I normally leave it to Tina, reason being that she's become something of an expert on this, and you know, she's a hell of a lot better than I am. I mean, the results we're getting here are absolutely excellent, but now if Tina would have done it, that'd have been even better. So one of the points about this is the fact that hopefully by just showing you stuff like this, it will give people the confidence to have a go. Alright, it doesn't matter whether you're a man, you're a woman, whether you know you're sort of a younger person wanting to have a go at stuff like this and have an interest in it. It's easy to do. All you need to do is practice. And hopefully this video will inspire people to do just that. So pull it away from the seam, and you won't disturb the beads. Okay. We don't need to go behind the backsplash, okay, so we don't need to worry about that. There we go, absolutely lovely bead running all the way down there, look, okay. Okay. Lovely. And there we go. Job done. Thank you for watching.